So the next topic of our today's class is the sources of Islamic law. Okay, sources of Islamic law. And our today's focus will be only on the primary sources. There are two types of sources. There are primary sources and there are secondary sources. So there are primary and there are secondary sources of law. So primary sources are Quran and Hadith, and the secondary sources are Ijma and Qiyas. We will discuss this topic, the secondary sources topic, in detail in our next class that will be on Saturday. So how Quran and Hadith are used as a source of law. Okay, they may ask you to write about the relationship between Quran and Hadith. Okay, the question could be about the relationship between Quran and Hadith, or they may ask you to write about that how the primary sources are used together as a source of law in legal thinking. Okay, again the primary sources means Quran and Hadith. So whether they ask you that how Quran and Hadith are used together or how the primary sources are used together for as a source of law, तो इस तरह का कोई भी क्वेश्चन जब भी होगा तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल लेट यू नो दैट व्हाट वुड बी द आउटलाइन ऑफ योर आंसर. Okay, the first paragraph for this type of question will be introduction. Okay, you will introduce the two primary sources, that what Quran is, what Hadith is, what is the importance of Quran, what is the importance of Hadith, what Allah has commanded about Quran, what Allah has commanded about Hadith and its importance. ठीक है, तो उसका पहला एक introduction आएगा. Like we can say that Quran is the primary source, it is the first source. Quran is the word of Allah Almighty. Okay, that is the direct revelation that has been revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. And Holy Quran contains the basic rules and principles. Okay, then you will introduce Hadith, that Hadith are the sayings and actions of the Holy Prophet, and Holy Prophet, peace upon him, has been sent to guide, and he is the role model for the Muslims. It was his duty to explain the teachings of the Quran, and he did it through his verbal teaching, through his practical demonstration. So there will be a detailed introduction of Quran and Hadith. I will later on show you that how you have to develop your answer. Okay, पहले तो outline समझ लो, पहले introduction. Then we have to make 3 more paragraphs. Okay, and all these paragraphs would be based on the examples. Okay, examples. There should be examples from the religious matters, there should be examples from the social life of the Muslims, and economic and legal matters also. So in the second paragraph, give examples from matters related to the religious matters like prayer, zakat, hajj, fasting, and so on. Or even you can give examples related to beliefs, but particularly I would recommend you to give example of zakat or prayer. I will explain that how you will add these examples in this paragraph. In the third paragraph, add examples from Muslim social life. Okay, social matters, social life से related और उस matters से related examples लेकर आए. There should be at least 2 different examples from the social life of the Muslims. It could be from the topic of marriage, or from inheritance, or from lawful or unlawful food. Lawful, unlawful food. Okay, so we will take 2 examples from these 3 examples. So this will be in the third paragraph, examples from the social life. At least there should be 2 examples. इसमें से 2 example हम mention करेंगे. Then at the end, the last paragraph, more examples, 2 more examples are required, and here it could be from legal matter, or it could be from economic or financial matters. Okay, legal matters, like we can give example of the punishment for theft or fornication or adultery. On for the economic matter, we can talk about riba. Riba means interest. Okay, interest-based dealings, financial transactions. So this is how this would be the outline for our answer. Now, अब आपका तरीका क्या होगा आंसर का? How you have to write the answer. For this question, let's take an example. This one. Outline the relationship between Quran and Hadith. Relationship between Quran and Hadith when formulating Islamic law. Okay. Give a brief introduction like given here. Okay, this is the introduction. That is all about the introduction. Okay, that how you can introduce your answer, that Quran serves as a source of law. It covers all aspects of life. Okay, however, not in depth. Okay, it just gives us rules, the fundamentals, the basics, the basic principles have been given. For example, details of inheritance, marriage, fasting, prayers, all could be found in Hadith. Okay, use of Sunnah and Hadith are indispensable. Okay, they are connected, they are interrelated, जिसको हम कहते हैं उर्दू में लाजिम और मलजूम है. ठीक है, ठीक है, they are correlated, they are connected. Okay, we cannot separate them from one another. They are both equally important in order to practice Islam. Okay, there are many verses which stress upon the need to follow the Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, like what Quran says, take what the messenger gives you and refrain from whatever he prohibits you. From whatever he forbids you or prohibits you, you have to refrain and abstain from such things. This has been clearly mentioned. Well, the Prophet himself has mentioned in his farewell sermon that I am leaving behind two things. If you hold them fast, you will never be misguided. In his farewell sermon, he had mentioned that I am leaving behind two things. So I am leaving behind two things. If you hold them fast, you will never be misguided. You will never go astray. Fine. At another place, Allah has commanded that we have sent down to you this message so that you may explain what has been revealed. Okay, we have sent down to you this message so that you may explain what has been revealed, what has been given to them. What has been given, that is Quran. So it was the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him's responsibility to explain, okay, to clear it, to make it very much clear. And how he did it? He did it through his verbal teachings and through his practical demonstration in both the ways. Clear? So Hadith serves as a valid source of law to legislate in matters where the Quran is silent. Okay, I would recommend that first you have to give examples from prayer and zakat, and then here you can take, आप ये example ले लें theft की. थेफ्ट वाला जो मैंने आपको बताया ना, थेफ्ट में आप एज इट इज़ यही एग्जाम्पल लिखेंगे. ठीक है, यहाँ ये पूरी थेफ्ट की बात आएगी. थेफ्ट की एग्जाम्पल एज इट इज़ यहाँ से आप लें. लाइक यू कैन मेंशन दैट इन वर्स नंबर 38 ऑफ सूरह माइदा, इट सेज दैट एज फॉर थीफ, मेल और फीमेल, कट ऑफ हिज और हर हैंड्स, एंड it is an exemplary punishment from Allah Almighty for their crime. But we cannot understand it on what amount of theft the hands would be cut, how much hand, okay, whether the hands would be cut on a very small amount, because it is such a great punishment that has been mentioned in the Holy Quran. So that has been explained by the Holy Prophet in his hadith. The hand should be cut off for the theft of a quarter of a dinar or more. A quarter of a dinar or more. तो देखो इसके अंदर रेफरेंसेस कई सारे आएंगे. You have to quote the verse and you also have to quote the hadith explaining that particular verse. तो इसमें रेफरेंसिंग हमारे पास ज़्यादा होगी. इंट्रोडक्शन में एक दो वर्सेस आ गई, हदीस आ गई, दो तीन. Then for each and every example you have to quote the verse and a relevant hadith explaining, because we have to connect and we have to create relationship between Quran and hadith, that how they both are connected. They are interrelated. Fine. So the examples must be legal, social, economic and political matters, as well as in the matters of religion. Okay, we have to give examples from different aspects of our life. बिकॉज अगर आपके आंसर में सिर्फ प्रेयर की ज़कात की बहुत अच्छी एग्जांपल्स भी दी हुई होंगी तो इवन देन यू कैन नॉट गेट मोर देन 5 or 6 marks. Okay, in order to get level 4 you have to give different examples, variety of examples आनी चाहिए, उसमें सोशल भी हो, उसमें इकोनॉमिक भी हो, उसमें लीगल मैटर भी हो. तो एक एग्जांपल ये आ गई आपके पास. आई होप इट इज़ क्लियर. थेफ्ट की एग्जांपल आप यहीं से एज इट इज़ लें. ओके, यू कैन टेक एग्जांपल ऑफ religious matter. Okay, Quran has recommended Muslims repeatedly establish prayer and pay zakat. That has been recommended again and again several times. Fine. So Muslims, they have been, आप यहाँ पे क्या example करें, Muslims, they have been given instructions to offer salat, offer prayer in the Quran. Okay, quote the verse. Allah has commanded Muslims. It is stated in the Quran, establish prayer, establish regular prayer and pay zakat. But the way the prayers are to be performed, the number of rakat which are to be offered, things which are to be recited, they are not given in the Quran. So in order to understand and in order that how to practice this obligation, Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, explained it. What he said? He commanded, pray as you see me praying. Pray as you see me praying. Quote this hadith in your answer. And again you can quote further this hadith that no prayer or no salat is complete without Fatiha, the Surah Fatiha, without the opening chapter of the Holy Quran. Pray as you see me praying, or no prayer is complete without Fatiha. So this example could also be given in your answer. I hope it is clear. Let me show you more examples for such type of questions. Okay, this we have another question from the same topic, and here we can get more example. Outline the relationship between Hadith and the Quran as a source of Islamic law. Again, the introduction is same. Okay, you can add some points from this answer, some points from the previous answer as introduction. Okay, again the same example about the theft, okay, that we had already discussed. Here we have one more example about the inheritance. मैंने आपको कहा था inheritance से related भी आपको example देनी है, ठीक है. You can mention that likewise laws of inheritance are also determined by the Prophet's hadith, okay, which says a Muslim may not inherit from a non-Muslim and a non-Muslim may not inherit from a Muslim, because Holy Quran is silent about the matter of inheritance being given from a Muslim to a non-Muslim, or an inheritance being given to a or vice versa. Fine. तो हमें इसमें से इस तरीके से एग्जांपल्स निकालनी है, ठीक है. दो एग्जांपल्स हो गए. You can even add that Quran has mentioned that how the inheritance is to be distributed, but the Holy Quran is silent on some matters. Okay, there is no clear teaching. Quran has mentioned that Allah has commanded you about inheritance, about the inheritance of your children, that the share of a male is twice of female. Okay, the share of male is twice of female. This is a Quranic verse, but the Holy Quran is silent at whether a Muslim can inherit from a non-Muslim or a non-Muslim can inherit from a Muslim. So it is silent. It not gives us any detail. Holy Prophet has explained that a Muslim may not inherit from a non-Muslim, nor a non-Muslim may inherit from a Muslim. Okay, for inheritance you can add one more hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and you can say that Holy Prophet has assigned 1/6 of the property. He has assigned 1/6 of the property to grandmother. He has assigned 1/6 of the property to grandmother if the deceased does not leave a mother. If the deceased मतलब मरने वाला, जो death जिसकी death हो गई, if the deceased does not leave a mother, ठीक है, जो मर गया उसकी अम्मा नहीं है तो वो दादी के पास जाएगा. कितना? 1/6. मदर का शेयर जाएगा दादी के पास. So Holy Prophet has assigned 1/6 of the property to grandmother if the deceased does not leave a mother. ठीक है, तो ये एग्जाम्पल हो गई. ठीक है, तो दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू सपोर्ट योर आंसर विद रेलेवेंट एग्जाम्पल्स. नाउ लेट मी शो यू सम मोर एग्जाम्पल्स. Okay, this one. Write about the way in which Quran and Sunnah are used in Islamic law. Here we will get some more examples. Okay. Give example of zakat, salat. Okay, for zakat, what you can add, वर्ड्स तो हमने पहले मेंशन कर दी. We had mentioned it, establish prayer and pay zakat. Okay, Holy Prophet has explained how he explained about zakat, that no zakat is due on a property. This is the hadith, that no zakat is due on a wealth or a property unless a year passes over it. Okay, this is how he explained it. Zakat would be paid over a wealth after a year. Okay, so this is how he explained it. Salat and zakat. Okay, mentioned that Quran clearly prohibits interest. However, Holy Prophet explained what constitutes interest after observing the tactics of traders in the market. Fine. Okay, we have given the example of inheritance. Add example of lawful and unlawful food. This is the example of which are not to be eaten. Okay, what the Holy Prophet peace upon him mentioned, anything with fangs and talons cannot be eaten. All the animals with fangs and all the birds with talons are unlawful. Okay, all the animals with fangs and all the birds with talons are unlawful. Fine. So this is how these examples are relevant and they could be identified and that could be mentioned in your answer. So again, now I hope this question is very much clear, that how we had the way we had made the outline. First of all, introduction. Okay, give introduction, that how Quran and Hadith are linked together, that both are the primary sources, they support one another, they never contradict, rather they support, and Quran is the basic source, it is the first and the primary source. It contains the basic principles, fundamentals, basic rules and guidance has been given, and it deals with all aspects of our life, whether religious, social, economic, political, legal, every matter has been given, but very precise. Okay, very brief, and just rules are there given, while Hadith is the explanation and the interpretation of the Holy Quran. Okay, and describe that how Allah has commanded Muslims to obey Allah and obey the Messenger, and whoever obeys Messenger is actually obeying Allah Almighty, because whatever Messenger says, that has been revealed to him. The Messenger does not say anything from their own. Whatever they say, that has been revealed. Repeatedly Quran has commanded Muslims to obey Allah and obey the Messenger. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से जब भी क्वेश्चन आपके पास बनेगा, that the way Holy Quran and Hadith are connected and how they are related and how they are used as a source of law, so you have to give these examples. ये examples अच्छे तरीके से prepare करो, because later on आपके पास जब सवाल हम आखिर में करेंगे कि how all the four sources are linked together, then again you have to recall these examples to make your answer proper. So that was the primary source, that how they are connected and how they are used as a source of law.